Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plan. Switch to Mint Mobile. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month. Go to mintmobile.com/wellred. That's /wellred. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3 months plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on the unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details. Are you looking for the perfect way to relax and unwind? Whether you want to replace alcohol, sleeping pills, or find a reliable, relaxing experience, Diet Smoke has got you covered. Go to dietsmoke.com and use WellRED for 20% off your entire order plus a $50 welcome bundle completely free. That's www.dietsmoke.com with the promo code WellRED. That's WellRED to get those discounts. Make it hit.
They're the liberal rednecks. They like cornbread but sex. They care way too much but don't give a fuck. They're the liberal rednecks that makes some people upset, but they got 3 big old dicks that you can suck.
Well, here we are, everybody. What's up?
Trey,
WellREDDERS, fellers.
You want me to hit for you right off the bat?
Yeah.
We got an email on the Putting on Air's email, actually, but it's about WellRED. Sorry, Drew sent something in the fucking chat that really hit. Do you want just say it? Because I was immature and laughed.
When I said
hard.
relax, it sounded like I said relapse.
It did.
For a second,
Did I say
you
relapse?
said, "Are you looking for a way to relapse?"
Yeah, I very
And
much
it
thought
killed me.
Like I knew that you didn't, but like my brain, I think heard it that way. Like I was in the same boat, so that's fucking hilarious. Anyways, this was sent to puttingonairs@gmail.com, which, by the way, if you don't listen to Putting on Airs, you absolutely should, as well as all the podcasts in the Skewniverse, including Gravy Baby and Weekly Skews. But this was concerning WellRED, and it reads as follows. Subject line, old WellRED. I listen to podcasts 8 hours a day while I work from home doing a lame HR job. I love all y'all's pods, so I decided to go back and listen to WellRED from the beginning. Just listen to episode 104, and I literally have never laughed harder. I love dinosaurs and completely agree with Trey.
Yeah.
Pink and blue feathered T-Rex don't hit.
Yeah.
Shoo-wee, that was better than the great squirrel debate of early Putting on Airs. Thanks for all the laughs.
Did they say enough to say? You wouldn't.
Trey has yet another homophobic fan.
Does it appear to be a man or a woman that wrote that based on their name? You don't have to say their name.
A woman.
Really? Okay. Because
Yeah.
recently at a show in the meet and greet line of one of my shows, a dude told me basically that exact same story. So like,
Yeah.
hey, I went back and listened to WellRED from the very beginning, and I just got to the dinosaur episode the other night, and holy shit! And this dude in person also was like, and I agree with you, by the way, they don't hit. You were right. Anyway, but yeah, it's
Well, if I told every time somebody told me they agreed with me, I'd have. I mean,
Sure.
only like
humble.
7, but it's still like 7 times.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
still
but-
a lot to happen.
especially from 7 years ago. You know what I
Dude.
mean? I don't know.
Oh, I meant back then it happened. I haven't heard it in a while,
Yeah.
but it did come up today. This is super weird. In another group chat, I was talking. So man, we're gonna have to go through all this. I was
That's
talking
fine.
about me and Corey's tombstone analogy for the world.
Yeah.
And then I said, I made the Houthis Doc Holiday. I'm sure much to the chagrin of Trey, but that hits for me. And someone said, so we're reliving the dinosaur debate.
Yeah, right.
Well, hey, we can't just say that, without any context for our
Sure we
listeners.
can.
Right. But what were the ones that we attributed to everybody? I said that Switzerland. We're talking
All
about.
I remember was you said Switzerland was the gay person.
No, Sheriff Behan.
Oh, okay.
No,
I
that
thought
would have
you-
been funnier.
I thought
Thank
that's
you.
what you said.
That's France. That's France.
Yeah.
That's France, dude. That's so fucking funny. We were talking about I brought up Curly Bill, and we were talking about a potential World War III because apparently Beirut got bombed, and so naturally we were like, hey, what countries would be Tombstone characters? Because we're safely over here in the United States, we think. And yeah, I think I landed on Switzerland with Sheriff Behan because they just are kind of like, whoa, everybody, fucking,
Yeah.
Well, that
and they
opened
don't hit. I mean, listen, if you're listening to the show from Switzerland, your people hit for me. But I used to, when I was younger, feel like, I respect that Switzerland was like, if this don't concern me, I'm staying out of the fight. But then the older I get and look at
You're
World
like-
War II, I'm like,
you're like,
no,
no,
motherfucker,
you should
y'all
have been
needed
in
to
the
pick a
fight.
goddamn side.
I've had
you
the
know?
same revelation as an adult. I do feel like they're presented that way to like school children when they come up in the context of history, at least in my experience when I was a kid.
It's a good thing.
They're presented as like honorable type of neutral, or they don't take sides. It's a part of their code or whatever. But then you get
Pussies.
older and you're like, they're just they're the blood money capital of the fucking world is what they are. They're profiteers.
They
Right.
don't
who
take
take
sides
money off
because
of any, like that's all they're doing. It's not like noble or
they're
anything.
Gus Fring, dude. They're Gus fucking Fring.
Right. If they were after the war still not on a side, then we could consider the nobility of that type of diplomacy where you just don't get involved. But the whole like, no, we funded both sides. It's like, all right,
yeah.
Listen, if we got anybody listening out there that hits at animation, I think that taking some of those classic WellRED clips from nearly a decade ago, like the dinosaur one, but also the Papaw Batman, DJ getting Mason butthole, like animating some of those, and like
we will pay
animation
obviously.
style. I
we
think
pay you.
Get some shit that I feel like that would hit.
That would hit real hard, and
But
and
it's so far beyond my capacity. Joe, I thought you were learning how to.
You're right, but I want to say that as someone who has paid talented people to animate pretty good clips of mine, clips that have done well on their own, like my stand-up stuff, it didn't hit.
Well,
honestly, it would be worth having for me for posterity.
But also,
that's fair.
I hear you. I feel like it's just because those are classic early WellRED clips, there's no video at all.
Yeah,
and I feel like you can't just put up a clip of just of wavelengths flapping while you just hear. So you need some kind of visual component, and I don't know what else to do. We can make a little slideshow, put together some, a little presentation of dinosaur.
Let's get an animator
and stuff.
We're the worst, man.
Yeah, dude, we suck.
If we had video of that,
Trey, you mentioned that I was learning how to animate. All I can do is like puppets, like fucking like.
Didn't you at one point? Hadn't you designed your own cartoon character that you were about to?
Oh, I paid a motherfucker to design it. I just learned how to. I learned how to animate that thing. Like
so, somebody designed the cartoon character of the Buttercream Dream, and you could take that and make it move.
Yeah, and I've got
hey, Off-Ski, what's up?
And
my Buttercream Land.
My buddy Chris Robertson did that one, and then I paid a guy to make just me. Like in a podcast studio so I could do stories and stuff like that. And I've got them and I learned how to like sync my voice up and make them move and put them in different scenes and stuff. And then literally had like right after that, had a child, and then I just was like,
no more cartoons. I got to grow up.
Well, no, it wasn't got to grow up. It was like, I'm not good enough at this to where I can just do it on a whim. I still have a lot of learning to do and I don't have time to learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is a side tangent, but it is related. During the pandemic, we did those. Me and DJ did those. We called them church meetings, where we just have like stand-up variety shows, and people would bomb them all the time. If you put the link anywhere public, people would somehow scour the internet and bomb your Zoom.
Yeah.
Well, when we found that out, instead of doing it less, we'd do it more. So we did bomb because it was always funny. Like dude riding a bicycle where the seat was a dick and he's bouncing up and down. Like there's a lot of stuff. But the wildest one, this dude had some sort of filter where he was a Avatar Fox cartoon character.
Yeah,
but but a cartoon, like it moved with him. So he would talk to us and the fox would talk.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. It was so great too. He was like, he said some weird stuff to us and we talked to him. And after a minute, he goes, okay, I've never made it this far. Usually people kick me out. What is going on? And we were like, we're about to do a comedy show. You want to watch? And the dude just stayed the whole time.
As a fox?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Adobe Animator is pretty cool. They're not sponsoring us, so use any animator that exists, but it's pretty cool.
Okay. How do you do that live?
Right. I've seen clips of people doing that live. That is really cool though, but does that mean we could have that, like, could you
Yeah,
just
we could
like,
do a podcast like
could
that.
you just put that, but B, we could plug in like a clip of us talking, the dinosaur clip thing, and it would put like my voice to one of the cartoons.
That's beyond me. I can tell you
Yeah.
that because the way that it gets you talking is that the camera gets your mouth.
Yeah.
Right. And so in that instance, there wouldn't be a mouth for the camera to get.
Right.
So it doesn't, like, it wouldn't know who it was syncing to. So, like, by the way, obviously that's a thing that is done, but it's beyond anything I know how to do. But like the way that I get my guy to do things is like my camera sees not only my mouth moving, but it sees my eyebrows raised, it sees my eyes open, it sees my hands moving, stuff like that. So like, yeah, I couldn't, dude, I fucking suck. I don't hit. I can barely produce fucking podcasts. And by the way, speaking of old episodes of Well Read, it's not like this is a historic mark or whatever, but like, dog, come February, because of this email, I looked up old episodes. We've been doing this motherfucker 8 years, and that's crazy because it don't even feel like podcasts have been around for 8 years. You know what I mean? But like,
wait a minute, you're telling me it took us almost a year to even start this goddamn thing?
Yeah, dude. Remember Bert Kreischer had to?
I know, I remember that, but I thought we were out here hanging out with Bert like a month into the whole deal.
Our first,
2 months,
we were hanging out with Bert.
10 to do it.
It took us. Right. Yeah, no. Bert told us we had to do it, but we didn't We didn't listen to him. You idiot! Like, we didn't listen to him at all. Because we were like, first off, we didn't know shit about fuck. I mean, again, can't stress this enough. Still don't. But yeah, no. February 17th, 2017 was the first episode of Well Read.
Time don't hit, man.
No, time don't hit.
I was thinking last night, like,
how much time?
I never thought I used to, because I used to be the opposite, and I know why. Like, I had children early, but also my whole life, even as a kid, you know, probably learned childhood things, but like I was always like more grown, you know, like old soul. Like I never seemed like a child. People always tell me it's like I never seemed like a little kid. Even when I was a little kid, I didn't. You
stared death in the face many times as a 5-year-old. Yeah,
so I always
felt Raiders fan.
And then years later, I have my first child at 25 or whatever, and so like I've always felt and wanted to be older than I was for most of my life. Like when I was 25, I felt more like I was 35 or whatever.
You were.
And right. So it's always been the opposite for me. And also because of that, I never thought, I was like, I can't wait to get older. Getting older is going to hit for me. It's going to be great. Well, now it's here. It's happening. But also my children are getting older too. Time is just passing the way that time passes. And it is not hitting for me. Like I do not like it. I'm not even 40. Like I never thought I'd be a midlife crisis type of person. I'm not having a full-blown crisis yet or nothing, but I'm staring 40 in the face and nothing about it is hitting for me. Like my kids, Bishop's going to be a teenager this year. It just, I've got gray hairs coming in, yada, yada, you name it, all of it. I'm like, this sucks. I really don't like it at all. I have to go to like therapy or something because it's definitely fucking with me pretty bad. Like
big time same, man. Big time same. Me and Brian were talking about it while we were working out. There's a midlife crisis check.
Did you stretch first?
Yep. And I've injured Brian though. But we've been working out together and we talked. We did the math on how much money. We ain't cheating on our wives. We're not doing any drugs we've never done before, and most of them are all natural mushroom types.
Oh, you're doing math.
We did the math on how much money we've spent together going to concerts and festivals this year or in the future because we've already bought the tickets. It's a number I'm embarrassed by.
No, you shouldn't be.
But it's definitely a midlife because it's too many festivals in a year for every festival to be worth it. Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, look, to me, yes, because I don't like doing stuff, but like, bro, that's who you are. Like, you're that guy, man. Like, to me, that hits. Like, you're still you.
I don't necessarily disagree with you. I'm just saying that I've overboarded it, which is like the mini midlife crisis. I feel like Trey was.
You're like, how many more do I have in me?
Yeah, it's like, all right, fucking.
Yeah.
Why say no? Why the hell would I say no to one? You can't pass it up, dude. Time is passing. Yeah. You got to go this year because next year, who knows?
Right.
You know?
I'm so the opposite.
Well, I mean, my buddy Jared, my buddy Jared, who y'all know and have met, he's also a big festival and concert goer or whatever. And I remember him saying we were in our 20s, and him and his wife don't have any kids, but
He's
they're
just
married.
a fucking vagabond, is what he is.
I mean, yes, that's true, but I'm saying he's getting older and not changing. But I remember him saying once he's like, I just would much prefer to spend money on experiences.
Oh, that's always been
on material things or whatever. He's like, I don't really care. But he drove like for years he drove like a 95 Buick fucking LeSabre or something.
Bro, I got a 98
Buick, all this
right.
shit. And
Does that mean the sword in Mexican or Spanish?
French, right?
French.
LeSabre.
Yeah, duh. But it does mean, but it means the sword, right?
I mean, it's a saber is definitely a type of sword.
That car should have hit harder to be called the
I
sword.
agree. No arguments for me. I've never make an argument with you about the name of a car again. I'd hate for it to be a 7-year-long bit for you guys.
So it's good they went with Le Sabre and not like Le Rapier. You know, that's the weirdest sword name for sure.
But to your point, Trey,
I like a scimitar. Anyway, go ahead.
I prefer to spend money on experiences. Absolutely. I've always been that way. I'm not changing, but I'm saying that I'm going into overdrive, and I think it's age. And for me, it's not the number. And I think this is what you were alluding to, it's time. It's like having a kid, being back here where time moves so fucking slowly, so you're just feeling it. And it's like, oh, like death. Death is next.
Bro, don't
every other event in my life that's big, unless something goes wrong or it's my career, is going to be my kids. Every other event in my life, big one, is his first. His first or newest, which is great. Cool. I'm all for that. But my point is, I think it's like, death's coming, so I'm overdriving. I got to do what I want to do or whatever.
Yeah,
none of this is conscious. I'm just like, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm think I'm doing.
I hear you. And I don't know if this is like you're thinking on this, but Trey, you were talking about how like, the thought of getting older, like, hit for you or whatever. And like, dude, in the past, like it took me a long, and before I say what I'm about to say, please understand that I'm aware I still got a lot of growing up to do, but it took me a long time to finally feel like I think I'm have my shit together adult, which like, regardless of how childlike I am I have my shit together adult. I own a fucking home. I've got 2 paid off cars. I'm a great fucking dad. I'm a great fucking husband. I'm just a clown, but it took me a long time to get there. And once I got there, I was like, I love this shit. This is great. And I genuinely, I actually, so far, I mean, I'll be 37 this year. I have 100% enjoyed my 30s more than I did my 20s, which is, and I had a blast in my 20s, an irresponsible, crazy, scary blast. But I was also like, getting older was hitting for me. Like I was like fantasizing about being 50 and like working on a novel and, fucking wearing leather and shit. Because like
leather daddy,
leather daddy, but when you have a kid, that's when because like when you don't have a kid, you don't realize how much time is going by. But then you have a kid and his growth, you see the time like in front of you. You have no choice, but you have no fucking choice but to realize that time is going by. Now with teenagers, like obviously you're way more fucked up about it than me, but like he's in that, me and Drew's kids are in that stage of like every day a new thing. And that new thing subconsciously goes growth, time, fuck, holy shit, we're getting new clothes, we're doing. So like, I'm now being like, I'm getting old too fucking fast, So it's like completely opposite. And I'm like, because now, like used to, before I had a kid, it was like, oh, I get old and then I die. Who gives a shit? I don't really like being alive. But now I'm like, I get old, I die, and then he's here alone. Fuck,
I think the 30s being more enjoyable than the 20s might be actually a cause of this feeling that I'm having. Like turning 30 was fine because I hadn't done a lot of the things I wanted to do, but I was on the way to doing the things I wanted to do. And also a lot of my 20s sucked because of depression. And I just started to get a handle of like how to manage that. So I was looking forward. My 30s were rad. And other than my kid, unless I get lucky, I think I did it already. I'm not saying there's nothing to live for. I'm saying as far as accomplishments and then just like enjoyment, he is what's left, which is great. But
I peaked. First off, dude, peaking before 40 is not rare, which you didn't, by the way. Like I've said this a million times and I stand by it. In comedy, white men don't peak until about 45, 46. So like
my career could do better for sure.
Yeah. But I'm saying, I think that like once our kids, and I'm sure Trey can attest to this, but like those moments of their achievements will like they hit for me now, but I think they'll hit even harder. Like when they're like actual fucking achievements, like making 100 on a test or like making the team or something. Like I think, I know that will hit equally as hard for me as when I achieve something.
I agree. Yeah. It's not a crisis. It's a mini crisis because I'm realizing it's his time and I'm not against that. I'm not upset about it, but there's like well, it's like what we said. And Trey, you can talk more about how you're feeling about it, but it's like death is just, and I think also having the kid too, it's like new life. Death is, it's not around the corner, but like it's very real. I didn't think about it at all until recently.
I never thought about it either. And but yeah, it's like anytime I hear like songs from the 2000s or whatever, like anything makes me nostalgic for what, and I'm talking, like fucking Move Bitch comes on.
It's 25 years old.
Crying.
Yeah, right, exactly. But I'm saying,
I missed her.
But I'm like, yeah, it don't matter what it is.
There was this bitch.
Yeah,
she wouldn't get out.
Yeah, but and
he wanted her to.
I just think about it's like, man, this was. I was in my early 20s. That was almost 20 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
And that just will start fucking me up. But the kids are definitely the biggest part of it. Again, especially y'all. A big part of it also for me is both of you having babies recently. That also just because they don't, they're only ever little once. And I know when you're like in it, it feels like sometimes it's like it stresses you the fuck out. Oh my God. It like feels like it stretches on forever, whatever. But like it's cliche. The shit is over in the blink of an eye. And mine will never be little again, ever. Not only that, they're only going, Bishop is like way closer to being an adult than he is to being a toddler, like time wise. He, it's about to be fucking puberty and high school and cars and cell phones and social media and girlfriends and all this stuff and like all kinds of wacky shit.
What kind of car you gonna get him?
Something that probably just like, I don't know,
something that aesthetically hits but is safe.
I mean, no, I'm not going. It ain't going to be nothing. I feel like pretty much any 16-year-old will fuck a car up.
Yeah,
I
know.
I probably, if I've still got the Jeep at that time,
you don't look like a goober.
I mean, and Jeeps, Jeeps stay looking pretty good. My Jeep needs to get them paint job or something. No, like I'll probably just like give him / them the Jeep, and I'll go buy myself something that hits. Because I'm
dude, get a Charger.
But anyway. They like, and every now and then over the year, you'll read some shit like I'm about to say to y'all.
We're having a crisis. Drew's talking about this.
I'm telling you, dude.
Charger, bro.
But you'll read some random shit on the internet on fucking Reddit or whatever, some shower thought thing or whatever. They'll pop up every now and then, and it just fucked me up. Like, for example, everyone's like, one day, out of nowhere, you don't know what's going to happen, you don't know what's coming, but one day, you will put your child on the ground and never pick them up again. Like that day will come. See, I said that too.
No,
I'm
going to pick his ass up.
I said the same thing. I was like, I'm just going to keep picking them up when they're 10, 11, 12. And every now and then I'll like grab one of them and just kind of do the like bear hug thing where their feet come off the ground. And then I put it like, Dad, what the fuck?
No.
What? And they run off and I'll be like, not today, baby. But anyway, just shit like that. I mean, I remember when Mike James came to our Zany shows. And me and him almost started crying in the green room because his kids are the same age as mine. And we started talking about this. I was like, Jesus Christ, I got to do a fucking stand-up show in a minute. I'm tearing up back here. But yeah, it'll like, the shit just fucks you up. It fucks you up. Plus, and then yes, the career stuff, I mean, like 8 years ago, also, y'all talking about 30s hit so much harder than 20s. I agree completely. I told my sister that, and Paige was like, okay, but I mean, you were on like Forbes under 30 list when you turned 30 or whatever. She's like, you're fucking like your dreams came true at 30. I was like, yeah, and that did hit. You're right. But like I'm saying that it's a pretty obvious rationale for why that happens. But at 30, brand new, all this shit's brand new. I'm on my way to the moon. We're on a fucking rocket ship. Right. All this potential and possibility. There's no telling myself that anymore. It's like things can still happen, but it's 8 years later, and it's like, oh yeah, no. That rocket never really got off the ground.
Yeah, you
really.
just bought a house in California.
It's been in the same place, But like
Paige's point is well taken. But even like my friends who are like attorneys, they lived their 30s because they like had figured out how to be an attorney without wanting to die. and they were so
right.
they weren't afraid of being fired. They were
Yeah.
making better money. They had maybe found a life partner. So her point's well taken as far as we're concerned, but I think a lot of people prefer their 30s over their 20s because it was existentially easier, but still fun.
I know it sounds like it's something I could just easily say now, but it's genuinely the truth. Like, I was sincerely getting my head, or everything you just said. Like, you know, my old job at the DOE, I started that job at 23 or 24 or whatever. And like, from 23 to 30, the whole time I was doing it, I was like, what? I'm not supposed to be doing this shit. I'm supposed to be on magazine covers and whatever. Like, fuck this shit. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't it. This don't hit.
Even though that job really hit, like that was a hit.
I know, and I'm saying right at 29, right before turning 30, which is when everything took off for me. But at that point in time, I was starting to like get my head around, you know, about that job, and like I was starting to become okay with it, like genuinely okay with it. It wasn't eating away at me inside anymore. Like I started like see a future, like, okay, you know what, this can be cool. I can have some money and stability and all this stuff, and it's, you know, whatever it'll be. Like it was starting to, I could see it coming into, you know, focus more as I was approaching 30. But then, you know, dream came true and I quit that job, and I don't regret that at all. But I'm just saying, I really do think that you're right, Drew. That like, even if that had not happened, I'm pretty sure my 30s would have beaten the shit out of my 20s either way, regardless. But
yeah, you would have probably ended up being a fucking hitting ass politician or some shit like that.
Yeah,
or something. You'd be like, dude, if you,
I mean, you know, like Bryce, like, dude, me and Bryce started there at the same time. Bryce is like a departmental director.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
And he's like, yeah,
you hit real
way
hard
harder than Bryce.
And he seems sad as fuck now.
Yeah. I love Bryce, but you hit
know.
harder than him at stuff like that type of stuff, I assume.
Yeah. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's water under the bridge.
Rest in peace, by the way. It's sad that he died.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he's dead.
All those years ago.
On a scooter in Denver. Well, we got a lot we could talk about. JD Vance fucked a couch, I think. The Olympics are queer.
He didn't, right?
He didn't fuck a couch.
But also, listen.
Wait, don't we have a
for the record
real quick?
Well,
oh yeah, we do.
Okay, we'll talk about
JD
presidential candidate fucking a couch right after this. Here, you know, when you discover a new binge-worthy show or a song that you bump on repeat, and you have to share it with your friends so they can experience just how awesome it is. Well, that's kind of sort of what it feels like when you discover that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. It's such an awesome deal. There's no way you can keep it to yourself. Friends don't let friends overpay for wireless. Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plan and switch to Mint Mobile today. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you and your squad with premium wireless plans starting at $15 a month. Joe, tell them about your experience with it.
Dude, I love it. We've been sponsored a separate time on another podcast from Mint Mobile, so I was already familiar with them. And for the $15 a month, you're thinking like, okay, like surely it can't be that great. But dog, it is. And I live in the boonies where like a lot of times I'm not getting good service. I'm getting amazing service. It's good on the billfold. And I mean, I get to support an up-and-comer like Ryan Reynolds. You know what I mean? Like an up-and-comer starting his own thing, going out there, just really trying to make it in this world, a Canadian trying to live the American dream. I mean, I just can't recommend it enough. And, you know, it is delivered on the nation's 5G, the largest 5G network. And you use, this is the great thing too, by the way, whatever phone you got in your pocket, they just hook you up with a chip if that's how your phone works, or you can have a digital SIM card if that's how, you know, you need to do it. So to get this new customer offer and your 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/WellRED. That's mintmobile.com/WellRED. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/WellRED. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details.
Howdy there, listeners. Are you looking for the perfect way to relax and unwind? Whether you want to replace alcohol, sleeping pills, or find a reliable, relaxing experience, Diet Smoke has got you covered. They make premium infused edibles and deliver them right to your door in as little as 48 hours. Imagine sleeping better, waking up refreshed, enjoying your nights without the anxiety of a dreaded hangover. That is exactly why Diet Smoke was created. Diet Smoke understands that everyone has a unique, perfect gummy experience. Some people's microdose is another person's worst nightmare. Heard that. And that's why Diet Smoke hits for me, y'all, because I've had that experience. I've had some nightmarish experience with edibles, but I still do prefer gummies overall. I've been a gummy guy for a while now, but there is some variance with them. But Diet Smoke really hits for me because they got these little blue jobs, that's meant to like make you sleep better or just chill out. A lot of them are meant to help you chill out. But these things, I don't know. I just sleep like the dead. I take them at night. I don't freak out at all. I enjoy Netflix and chilling with my wife, and I do mean chilling. I really do mean just chilling. And then I go to sleep, and then I sleep well and wake up the next day feeling refreshed. No weirdness, no hangover, no communing with the void, no trips to the emergency room for a full-fledged panic attack. None of that with Diet Smoke. It's pretty sweet. With Diet Smoke, your happiness is guaranteed. If you don't love it, they'll replace it. You don't want a replacement? Well, then they'll give you your money back. It's all good. Your happiness is their number one goal. They offer nationwide 2-day delivery to ensure you get your products quickly, no matter where you are. So how do you get these? Well, you go to dietsmoke.com and use the code WellRED for 20% off your entire order, plus a $50 welcome bundle completely free. A $50 bundle for free, y'all. That's at dietsmoke.com with the code WellRED, WellRED, for 20% off and a free $50 welcome bundle. Can't beat that. Try Diet Smoke. Make a hit. See you later. All right, we're back. JD Vance fucks couches.
Yeah, I don't think he did it.
Well, listen, my whole thing with it the whole time is like, I understand why it's funny, and it is funny, and people should keep doing it.
People are searching for it.
It's funny and all that, but like, I mean, am I wrong in saying like Who Among Us?
Right.
Is,
well, yeah, right.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
As a former
dude.
teenage boy, right?
I don't think
like,
anyone actually hates
right.
the guy. They just think it's funny.
Dude.
It's just, and it is funny. I
When
agree,
I was-
it is funny, but I just want. I'm like, we're all clear, right? That like,
Bro,
we've all fucked couches
Well,
and
you know what it
things,
is?
pillows, and you name it. Like,
dude, when I was 9,
This
I
is
rubbed
the
my
Trump
dick on a
effect.
cat. Like on it, not in
Yeah.
it. Like on
Okay.
it.
well, that's
Yeah,
all right.
this is yet another time we were doing a thing, and then you went.
Hold on now. I didn't run over and grab the cat. The cat was up there, and I just kind of rolled over and I just kind of just hunched it a little bit, and I was like, "Whoa, what are you doing?"
Lord God.
Like, whoa,
Okay.
whoa, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? Like I didn't. After that,
What
I
are
was
you? What are you doing? You
Wait,
asked the cat, "What are you
no,
doing?"
no,
or you
no,
asked
me,
yourself?
me.
You asked
Can I
your
just
dick,
tell you
your
in my
9-year-old
heart,
dick.
the
Yeah.
only part of this I judge you for is that you told us. Because
No,
I've done
that's
stuff
the
I
most
shouldn't have
that's the
shared.
most respectable part. No, listen to me. It's like, you know how when you're on a bus, like going to the airport and it hits bumps and stuff, and you can't help but kind of get a boner or whatever. Well, it's just that I was laying there and already had a boner. I rolled over and it hit the cat. I'm 9, right? I rolled over and it hit the cat, and I just kind of gave it the what for once, like and I was like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? I hadn't even jerked
No
off at
one's
that point.
mad
I'd never
at
even
you.
jerked off at that point.
I want to be very clear. No one's mad at you for fucking a cat when you were 9.
Didn't
We're
fuck
mad
it.
at you that you're like, no, dude, I empathize with JD Vance. One time
Well, this whole thing was about
you didn't
empathizing
need
with
to
JD.
tell anyone.
I don't care. I'm just saying.
Everybody.
I didn't. My dick wasn't out. It was in my pants. I'm just
Yeah.
saying it rubbed
You
against.
just had a boner and rubbed up against a cat for
Like,
a minute.
for two-
every football player on every college football team when they first started actually prosecuting these guys. Look, man.
9 years old. Okay. Anyways, but yes, I've also fucked the couch. You get a Ziploc bag with lotion in it, and you put it between the cushions, and you fucking give it the what for?
Yeah, see, this is even more elaborate.
I've done nasty things. This is not a moral thing. It just never occurred to me. I think this is a Trump thing. I think that not us, younger, cooler people, maybe a few millennials, figured out that, like, dude, that's the game now. We gotta lob insults. We gotta be funnier than them. We gotta play dirty. Trump kind of stayed around and maybe won, but definitely stayed around in popularity because he was funny. So we got to be funny, and it's funnier to talk about people fucking couches than it is to talk about how they want to turn the world into some sort of weird novel that's a warning about the future.
Here's my problem, though. They say that it was in his book, and it wasn't. So they're okay. But here's my problem. It is funny to talk about, but that just means that we're guilty of spreading misinformation, and I don't fuck with.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's it. It's Trump.
Yeah. No, you're right. I'm saying it, but I'm like, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's funny, but Democrats have this thing, which again you just alluded to, where it's like, well, if they're going to do it, we're going to do it too, and it's like, well, then don't get pissed when they do it if you're going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but again, to Trey's point, if he did do it, that's fine.
Right, but it's like one of those things. It's like we're talking about Bert earlier. Remember for a while, and they ended up pulling back on this because it started to actually bother Bert, I reckon. But for a while there, Tom had gotten this thing going to where like it was like a running joke, and I'm sort of doing air quotes. It was a running joke, but people were like, fans of Tom's would be on Bert's pages and stuff and being like, you know, Bert. A lot of people say Bert Chrysler is the most racist comedian in America or whatever. He like show up. Yeah, like, you know, this guy's actually the number one most racist comedian in America. Like, people were saying that like it hits or whatever, but that would happen in context of like people who didn't get the joke and be like, you know, is that really? So tell us about that. You're the most racist comedian. And he had to be like, no, it's just a thing that they do, you know, and that's funny too. But it's like everyone knew what was this is like that type of thing, right? Or is it, or do a lot of these people not realize that it ain't actually from the book? Like, do you know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people playing along. All these people,
some people are for sure, but I do still think a lot of people believe that it's true because there's a great many of people who will believe anything that they see on the internet. Such as today, I saw this tweet from Elon Musk, right? Who is the king? Like he's made it his mission to talk about how like there's so much misinformation, the Democrats are brainwashed and all that. And again, I'm not saying that they can't be, but he put out this tweet where there's a screenshot of a Google search. And when this screenshot, which by the way is just a screenshot that he saw, he didn't make that, like he just saw this. And it's on Google, you type in President Donald, and the first two suggestions per this picture that comes up is President Donald Duck or President Donald Reagan. And Elon says, wow, Google has a search ban on President Donald Trump. Election interference? ? I went immediately to Google and typed in president. I didn't even have to type the fucking D. And Donald Trump is the first person, which actually, by the way, that's kind of fucked up because he's not the president. Biden should come up first. But like, not only is it not true, I didn't even have to get to the fucking D. So all these people are quote tweeting Elon, just going, goddamn Google run by a bunch of fucking Democrats. And I'm like, so when did we stop doing our own research? Because I did and immediately found out that was fucking horseshit. So yeah, I think there's a lot of people that think JD fucked the couch.
I was just looking it up to make sure he didn't or see what the deal was. He didn't.
Yeah. Of course he did.
Came from one guy.
He's not cool enough.
I know the thing it came from because, you know, Smart Mark put it in our group chat being like, this hits. And but because, you know, Mark's been burned before. We've all seen it.
A lot. He won't admit it.
Yeah, right. But it happens. But this time he was like, he said, "Do any of y'all have a copy of this book?" And I was like, "I think I do somewhere." And he was like, "Will you look this up?" And because the guy cited it, he gave the cited pages where this passage is from. And at least
maybe it was softback. We don't know what kind of stuff.
I did tell Mark that. I was like, at least in this like first edition hardcover, like
we read the book. I remembered that.
I don't know. I don't think I would.
I didn't read the whole thing. The only thing I remember.
I'm saying I don't think
the only thing I remember is his granny talking to him about jacking off and being gay, and it was funny.
He definitely is. Yeah.
And then when he brought up checking the cash, that was like when one of my
remember that too.
Readers,
yes.
When I was like, wait a minute.
Right. I'm saying I don't think I would remember from a book I read 8 years ago if somebody in it said when I was a teenager I fucked the couch. I do not think I'd remember that.
I'm going to forget you said you fucked a cat in like 2 hours.
I would remember it just because we know the guy. That's the only reason why. But it's not that. I mean,
I just assume every man I know has fucked some kind of couch or couch adjacent thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not saying
I'm mad I haven't.
If Thompson told me like, hey, you know, I fucked the couch once, I'd be like, yeah. Sure.
No.
Like,
I'm not saying that if you asked me to give bullet points of his book that I could do that. I'm just saying that when I started seeing this, I think that my brain would go, yeah, that was in the book. I remember that.
You're saying when you were a teenager, you're never like laying face down on a couch, you get a boner.
Face down, ass up.
Because Xena Warrior Princess is on. And you start just like gyrating because that's just what happens. Next thing you know, you have fucked the couch. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like lighting candles and like fucking
About the wax.
romancing your
You're not
couch.
talking about making love to
No,
a couch.
talking about just
No.
like you're like, damn, I just
You
fucked
do that to
couch.
an ottoman.
Yeah, right.
You
anyway,
gotta
I
talk
don't
to your
know.
dad and get permission first. I humped the floor in kindergarten. I remember getting in trouble for it.
Mhm.
So I definitely, but I don't remember humping a couch. But I believe you.
Were
I know what you mean, and probably I
Yeah.
definitely remember humping stuff, but not to completion.
Hold on.
Sure,
When you
right.
in kindergarten, when you were quote humping the floor, were you humping it knowingly in a sexual act, or were you doing like a
It
dance
felt-
that just looked like
It
felt
felt good, but I
Yep.
don't know it. But I don't know that it felt good in a sexual way, or if
Right.
it was just like
rubbing your dick on stuff hits?
right.
It's
Right.
so
Yeah,
hard.
It does. Yeah. Right.
It's the best thing, honestly, ever.
Mm-hmm.
Opposite of 9/11.
You ever think about how apparently if you're circumcised, it feels like half as good as it should?
Yes, me and Amber had this argument, and I think you know
Do you-
why.
Do you think people who get circumcised cheat more?
Because they have to.
Because it feels so
takes
good. Because it feels so good that if their relationship hits a spot where the sex reduces, they're missing something even more than
Right,
me and
right.
you are.
Right. No, that's
Oh,
because
Okay.
if what they say about an uncircumcised penis is true, I mean, dude, because we're talking about like thousands upon thousands of nerve endings and shit like that. Like,
Sure, but in a place where there's millions, there's a big debate on how much you actually lose.
well, right, I know, but I've seen both sides of it where some people are like, it's a lot, you know, and I'm like, if that is true, I just cannot imagine what that bus must be like, because my bus, pretty good bus.
I don't feel like I need to feel too much more, frankly.
You know what?
Well,
Well,
Because
I agree.
we're talking
Yeah, I hear
no
you.
time. We're talking, you know,
Right.
You know what?
I
You
mean,
know
if
what
it
I'd be
ain't
done.
5 times better, I wouldn't
Yeah.
even get all the way
Ian.
up in there.
I don't
yeah,
think
you know,
I don't think
mean,
it's better in that it's stronger. I think that it's a bigger area. You know how like there's a spot that feels good? I think it feels like a bigger spot. That's my theory on it. Because here's the thing. This doesn't have to be hypothetical. There are plenty of cultures where people get circumcised at like 18. There's got to be more
Fuck
than
that.
one dude. There's got to be
Right.
thousands upon thousands of dudes who
Who
have
can tell you?
come before and after.
Right.
And it probably
Yeah.
also depends on who did it.
Dude, we got to
How
get
they
one of them
cut.
on the podcast.
Yeah.
How do we do that?
I don't
Now,
know.
the only places I know that happens, that I know personally in the world, is certain tribes in South Africa. I guess we could try to get them on the pod.
Some of them have had they've gotten internet because they got addicted to porn and ruined their lives and stuff.
Yep.
You'd have
They're
to
jacking off with the uncircumcised dicks, dude.
Yeah, and it was-
You would have to absolutely strap me to a table with a gun to my head to cut my dick when I was a grown ass man.
yeah, don't hit.
They don't even
hit.
put them under, dude.
No,
Well, I mean, of
bro,
course,
you seen other shit
if-
they've been doing? Some they put like, I think it's also a South American tribe. Y'all know what bullet ants are?
Yes.
Yeah.
They call them bullet ants because they say that getting bit by one of them biting
Yeah.
you, it feels like a gunshot wound. That's how bad it hurts. That's what they say. And like they make these homemade mitten things that completely encompass your hands, and they just stuff those mittens full of bullet ants, just a big ass glove of ants. And then the day you come of age, the day you become a man. So I think it's like 15, 16, 17, something like that. They shove their hands in these gloves and seal it off. And they have to keep their hands in them bullet ant mittens for like, I don't know, an hour or 2 hours, something like that. And
they don't die?
they're a man after that. And
We do Edward 40 hands over here when we become a man.
Right. That hits way harder. There's been some of these like crocodile hunter type dudes, you know, that are out there now. I think one of them's named Coyote something another.
Of course.
These
That's a
guys,
great name.
these guys will go to, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like nature travel doc type journalist dudes.
They'll go do the challenge.
And I've seen like a white guy, like an Australian probably. Like, I'll take the ants on.
Do that one?
Yeah. And I mean, he was
Died,
crying.
yeah.
Like he was on the ground writhing and crying and said that he'd never felt anything like it in his entire life.
Did he make it the whole time?
I can't remember if he made it the
Oh,
whole.
he actually
like,
put the mitts on. He didn't just get stung by one. He did.
no,
the
he
mitt.
put the fucking he put the
Fucking-
mitts on. Yeah,
That's how good we got it, dude.
yeah, that ain't it. One of them fellers, I think it's old Coyote something or another. Like he's like actively going around the world trying to get stung by all the things that hit the least to get stung by.
Dude,
That's
I
his
mean-
like mission in life, or at least that's part of it.
I mean, if he's making good money doing it, it's like I guess I get it, but like, just do something different.
Bruh.
I mean,
he's been stung by the desire for fame or something. That dude's that's a messed up person. Dude,
Yeah,
that's
like-
legitimately mental illness.
no, I know, because I feel like people who like just video themselves eating Carolina Reapers and stuff. Like, I think that's insane, and this is several steps beyond that.
See, like, you could pay me enough money to eat one Carolina Reaper, and
Yeah.
I mean, I know it wouldn't hit.
But it'd go away.
I mean, I guess I'm sure
There is
everybody's
a
got,
number,
everybody's
but it's
got their
high.
price, but yeah,
Yeah.
the number that it would take for me to even get stung by one of those bullet ants
The
is
mitts-
way, way higher than
Of
eating
course,
one
you
Carolina
could
Reaper.
pay me an amount to do it, but this guy had to come up with the idea, do it on faith that the money would come. You see, like, I'm sorry, I think that's a mental illness.
What about these?
I would genuinely
Y'all-
rather be shot through the shoulder than put those mitts on.
Do y'all know? Yeah, so I just Googled like the pain index for stings for things that can sting you or bite you in the world, and the bullet ant is listed as number 1, like, period, above
Yeah,
all
so
of them.
being shot through the shoulder would literally hurt less than a mitt full of bullet ants.
So, do y'all know about this? I think it's called like gilly or something like that plant in or
Yeah.
gowie or something plant.
I've heard of this.
In Australia. It's a plant, and it looks nondescript as hell.
Can you pull it up?
It looks like any kind of. I'm trying to find
Gilly.
gimpy plant.
Oh yeah, I know about Gimpy.
Yeah, and it's like
I was thinking about ghillie suits.
It's got these little hairs on its leaves that you can't even see, and if you just brush by the leaf with your hand, the hairs get embedded in your skin, and it hurts like bullet ant style hurts and shit. It's like they call it the suicide plant because there's been people and animals both who have accidentally like walked through a gimpy bush and then just went and dove off like there's been examples of what's the word? Not recorded examples of like horses who accidentally got into some gimpy and then just went and just dove off a cliff and just killed themselves because it like hurt so bad. And
Mr. Ed said, "I'm out."
Yeah, I shared.
Wow, bro.
Now that I shared a video of it was like a rhinoceros jumping off a cliff that he clearly knew was there. He was committing suicide. I don't know if he brushed up against that stuff. I only said that to say that I lost like 1,000 followers for sharing that video. And now that I'm thinking about it, it's like he probably brushed up against some gimpy.
Well, I think
how many times have you pissed people off with some video about an animal? I know you've done it more than once because I know you shared that video I sent to you of that dude throwing that baby bear off a cliff. And
that hit so hard.
I know, yeah.
Not the baby bear died.
What you said about it was great. Yes.
Yeah.
They don't even know that the fucking baby bear died. They don't know how bad
I saw
it was.
a bear today.
Oh, yeah? In your yard?
In my neighbor's yard.
That don't hit. Black bear?
That kind of hit. It had to be a black bear, right?
Yeah, it was black bear.
Yeah.
Well, it hits to see.
If it's a grizzly, and I've been talking to you guys on the group chat all day and hadn't said it, how mad would y'all be? Like, oh yeah, there was a grizzly.
No,
yeah,
that would hit for me.
Black bears, they big old.
They're around.
You would go up in
Giant
my fucking
dogs.
respect
Big old dogs.
level.
Yeah, but like skittish dogs.
So black bears
I
like totally
because I don't tell you stuff all the time, and then you get mad when you find out.
What'd you say about black bears?
Yeah,
Corey?
that's true. So
Big dogs.
I know that black bears are like way less dangerous than grizzlies, but are you suggesting that like it's just totally fine?
I mean that unless there's something wrong, unless it's like desperate, starving, wounded, something like that. Like if everything's normal with a black bear, yeah, it ain't gonna fuck with you. I mean, a mom black bear,
it's going to mess up your stuff.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna get a black bear.
Yeah, they are cool. I'm sure y'all seen that famous viral video of that little country girl standing right by a black bear going, "Can I pet that dog?"
Yeah,
seen that video.
Yeah,
"Won't pet that dog," but it
the,
ain't a dog.
the
It's
original,
a bear. It's funny.
yeah. The original "Can I Pet That Dog" video, I've at the time had never loved anything more.
Hold on, is this little girl and the bear not the original Pet the Dog video?
It's a little boy. It's a little boy. Hold on, while y'all continue to talk, I won't pull it up because it'll hit for you.
I think you're gonna remember it when you see it, Trey, or at the very least, you've heard the sound be on other videos.
That's what it was. Was that sound was probably just put over that?
I'm about to be mad if that's true.
Well, you'll be mad, but when you see this,
shit.
you've never seen it, it's gonna rule for you.
Oh yeah, dude, it's awesome.
Especially the last part, which we haven't said yet, so we haven't ruined.
Well, hang on, but while he's doing that,
yeah,
let me do this.
You gonna pull the girl up?
Yeah. Y'all ain't never seen this one before, so you see that
Yeah,
bear.
I think I have.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
Yeah, that's
No.
not real.
Pet that dog?
No, he's
Can I pet
sleeping.
that dog?
That ain't real, Trey. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I hate to tell you, but
That little girl really did want to pet that bear. Clearly,
no.
they put
Yeah.
the original sound over it.
yeah, this is the.
So
you see
that's the
this?
sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the original.
Okay.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No, he's
Can I pet
sleeping.
that dog?
Okay.
Wait.
Can I pet that dog?
You can go to sleep.
No, I can't go see because I need to talk this with that dog and I'm doing it right now.
No.
Tell
The
me that
end's
little
the best
boom hour
part.
don't hit.
I see why they cut it because it wouldn't have made sense on your video, but no, I can't go to sleep because I just want to pet that dog. It's the best
Yeah,
part.
no,
His
I've definitely
face
seen
also
that.
makes
You're
it when he
right.
goes, "Can I pet that dog?" Like just
See,
fucking-
I find it mariucci, the internet's
When that
penchant for
happens.
doing this type of stuff, where it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Sometimes it hits, but it's also like, I don't know.
It hits if you. It doesn't hit when what happened to you just happens when you find out, but it
Yeah.
hit like for me who I saw the original first.
I've definitely seen that video too. I've seen the one. I guess it's where I'm at. I've seen the clip of the girl with the bear way more times than I've seen that one, but I have seen that one though.
Yeah.
But when I saw the girl with the bear, I didn't even remember that I had seen the first one before.
If
I don't
I've
reckon.
seen the original video of something and then someone reappropriates it for a funny situation, it hits for me because I have the original context. But yes, it does suck to find that if I thought something was the original and then it was a lie. That don't hit for me. I hate being a victim
Tricked.
of fraud. Yeah.
I just wish there was something, I don't know,
Dumb? Or?
that they was more about like, I don't know, more part of the culture of the internet for people to just say when they do something like that. And you know what I mean? Like
I
for,
think
like
it's
that
like
thing,
that.
like Mark, like that thing Mark threaded the other day about those fuck Joe Biden shirts or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was an Amazon review from like a Trumper
That
who
was
was like,
obviously fake,
and it's like, you know, like, I mean, that ain't real. That's just somebody,
Right.
that's just somebody hitting. But like you were saying earlier with the, what was the other Democrat thing? Oh, JD fucking a couch.
Yeah.
Right. But it's like, gets passed around all over the place. And a bunch of people just like, you know, think that it's a funny joke to do. Like as a comedian, the bit hits for me.
Right.
But I don't like that anyone doesn't realize that it is a bit though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's
People-
fine to do a bit, but it should be clear that it's a bit and people like buying it for real.
Well, the
I
reason
don't like.
people won't do that because they know that their engagement will be better if people do think it's real.
I know.
You know,
but
It's
don't
that,
do
but
it.
also a lot of times you assume, I think, that people will know it's a joke.
Dude, that's why I started.
then-
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, too, though, with the overlay thing, most of the time, not always, most of the time, you can tell it's not the original sound because it'll allude to it. You just got to go look for it.
Yeah.
Right. It'll have it at the top.
Although, I don't know if that's always true because it depends on how they record it.
It's not sometimes. 'cause
People
it'll-
lie, dude. I
Yeah.
don't know.
But that's literally why in my gerrymander videos, after about the second or third one, I started putting a fart noise in every single one of them because even though, in my opinion, it is insane for anyone to think that they were real. Because, like, yes, I agree, Republicans say crazy things, but like mine were crafted jokes. They don't say jokes, they just say mean things. You know what I'm saying? And so everyone was thinking it was real. And I too, like you, I'm like, I don't like it when people don't admit that it's a bit or whatever. I'm not trying to trick people. I'm trying to make people laugh. So I added a fart. So it's like, all right.
Right. I guess that's a
Nobody
good
will-
point. Meaning like Drew just said, people think like, to me, those gerrymander videos you make, it's like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't have to explicitly state this is fake anywhere in the
Right.
video because it should just be clear. But people are dumb enough to not understand. I mean, you know,
So many.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Democrats,
It's a
by the way.
generational thing to a certain extent. Remember I told y'all Memo Ding Ding would get mad
Ding
at the
Ding.
Sonic commercials?
Yeah. I mean, this is why Mark falls for stuff all the time. You know what I mean? Same reason.
Boomer Hauer.
Same reason.
Yeah,
that
he's
your
got a
mom
bad
Ding
case
Ding
of
did.
pep
Yeah.
autism.
Yeah.
I gotta go soon because Andy has a meeting. I gotta like take over. We gotta have a
Amber just brought my baby up here.
yeah. Well, that's what Andy should have done. I should have told her to bring this baby up here.
Y'all want to see him?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hold on.
Do, 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 do.
Well, this is dead air.
Yes, it is. I'm still trying to decide how I feel about the petting the dog thing. Like the people that did it, because you're right. That little girl like definitely wanted to pet that bear.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah, for sure.
so, you know, I like Bane. Look at
It
those
was,
baby
it was
blues.
a good addition. What a cute fucking baby. Look at those eyes.
I
Hey,
know.
everybody.
There's some striking blue eyes.
He's a handsome fuck, ain't he?
My baby got striking blue eyes too. I thought those were supposed to go away.
They do. I mean, they still might. I don't remember what age it happens at, but I mean, yeah. I mean, I
I'm
reckon.
sorry. I meant in the world.
Oh no, you know that. I mean, all white babies is born with blue eyes, right? Or I mean, right?
I thought
Or
that
at least
was-
the vast majority of them are.
Yeah, I thought
and
it was like the first 6 months. Is it?
I don't
longer?
know what the timeline is for when they change. I don't know. I just
Amber's
know
are
that.
blue, and mine go back and forth depending on what shirt I'm wearing. So he's got a chance.
Yeah.
I think he's past the window, but maybe I'm wrong. But I thought when we was growing up, we learned about recessive genes. They told us
Yes.
Yeah.
blue eyes would go away. Well, Andy's family has green, like hazel, brown, and yellow eyes. Why did my eyes win? My eyes were in there whooping her eyes' ass.
Yeah. Now it says that. Hold on. Well, we'll go back to that in a second. It says that it can be typically during the first year of life. However, some babies' eyes may continue to change color up until 3 years old. Most children by the age of 6 have the color eyes they're gonna have. Anyway,
Well, I'm going to be furious just because it's one of the few things I have on this kid.
so whose
got
eyes
her
is what?
dick.
Whose eyes is what color?
Mine are blue. They're just
Yeah.
dark. And they're
Boy's got
septic.
his
you
mama's
can't
dick and his
tell.
granddaddy's asshole.
And Andy's, we got one of those pictures made, like hyper close up of her eyes. I wish I had it. I'd just show you guys. Hers are, it's like a ring of brown with a bright spark of yellow.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
like
Hazel-
wit shit.
It's hazel from a distance. When
So
you get
see-
up close, it's brown with yellow in the middle.
As I understand it, you have blue eyes, which means that you ain't got nothing but blue eye genes to give, because that's the only way you can have blue eyes. But she has brown mostly, but she could also have blue eye genes, but not have blue eyes. So she could have given him a blue eye gene. You necessarily gave him a blue eye gene, and then he ended up having blue eyes. But if she gave him one of her brown eye genes, then his blue eyes will go away, I think.
Well, if she gave him a brown eye gene, I'm going to give her a black eye gene. And on that, I am out of here.
Hey,
All
put
right.
this in our idea
See you.
folder. Hazel from a Distance sounds like a great indie film about a mamaw.
Hazel from a Distance, yeah.
Or a
Like
portrait.
a documentary.
A documentary, Hazel from a Distance.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a telescopic lens through a beauty shop.
Yeah, right. Or onto a porch. Just
Yeah.
an old lady rocking
Yeah.
on a porch.
Plug your shit, boy.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see. This weekend, I'll be in the greater metropolitan area of Fort Wayne, Indiana. My first time in your fair city. Should hit. Hope it hits.
It does hit.
Hope y'all come. Make sure it hits. Fort Wayne this weekend. The next weekend, Dallas, Texas. And unless anything changes, Dallas, I'm going to be filming those shows. So
Nice.
definitely come, but also be good when you do come, please. And be on your best behavior. Young's are normally pretty cool. So it should be fun. All of those are at TreyCrowder.com. And I got a million other dates coming up after that, too. At it hot and heavy, so come see me.
Hey, listen to our other podcast, Putting on Airs. Listen to Gravy Baby. Listen to Weekly Skews. And announcement. I just signed an exclusive deal with Hero Hero. They are like Patreon, but from Europe. And I'm one of their first American clients. So you can join me on Hero Hero for my bonus, as much as I hate this word, content by going to WeLoveCorey.com. If you're already on my Substack, by the way, you would have got an invite to get a discount. But if not, go to WeLoveCorey.com.
Correct me. Is We Love Corey? Is that a new one?
It's
is
a
that
new one.
Okay.
It's not the
how
same
many?
thing.
How many have you been on? How many are you up to now?
But this is a completely different site. But how many domains do I own?
Yeah,
30,
hold
35,
on, but
something like that.
are you not trying to like drive people to, like both or whatever? Like if you go to WeLoveCorey.com, this is just for Hero Hero. It's not for
I
your
have
other stuff.
I have an exclusive deal with them right now. Substack
Okay.
can still exist, but no longer will there be the paid stuff on there. It's just the stuff I put out for free. So no, I'm trying to drive people to Hero.
Okay.
Like-
so yeah, but I just it is a funny to me ongoing running gag that is
Yeah.
not purposefully a gag, that every 2 to 3 months or so
And not
your
too true.
URL changes. Like
Yeah.
you know,
But the bit was that
Corey writes for you, part-time funny man.
Okay,
And
I
we
hear
love
you.
Corey. I know there's been at least 1 or 2 more besides just those.
Bonuscorey.com.
Bonuscorey.com.
Okay, but,
yeah.
but the running bit was that they were new domains that went to the same place. This
I
is
know.
a different website. So it is
Yes.
like, I hear you, but it is a little, but no, dude, my fucking GoDaddy portfolio is insane. And by the way, I say portfolio because like I'm a trader, dude. Like
See, I was about to say that's also funny because I picture you at some dinner with some like Wall Street bros or something, bragging about your GoDaddy portfolio. Do you know what I mean? Like, speaking of portfolios, I have a pretty extensive variety of domain names I've been sitting on for a while now. Some of those appreciating in value.
They are. Yeah. I currently have one. I currently have one that I got for $11. Yeah. That is worth $7,000 right now. So suck my dick.
Okay. Yeah. Me and the Wall Street bros both. All right. Well, thank y'all for watching. Bang getting upset.
He is. Love you.
Everybody knew him, but I could get away with a lot too because people knew him. Like I should have gotten a DUI probably 15 times at least.
Is that the extent of what you did to take advantage, or was there ever some like super that you were like, I can do this because my daddy is this?
Oh, one time me and some friends in high school got pulled over. We had a bunch of weed on us, not a small amount. And
I thought it was you was about to say we burned a girl one time.
I did burn a girl with baby oil in the sun one time. I told her, we told her that you can't get burnt with it.
Lord.
I know, it's really bad. It's really bad. She got 3rd-degree burns and had to leave the way.
Jesus Christ. What do you have against her? Like, did she have it coming? Or
Man, I had to sleep in the truck because she was my cousin.
Okay.
Son, look at me. You keep I tell you that I got the brining all the time. I looked directly in this eyes and I was like, she has burned a person. I knew it. I knew it. Through the internet, I felt a connection that she had burned a lady.
I did.
Yep.
Certainly did.
Putting on airs.